This is your daily market review for Tuesday, June 4th, 2024. Let's go. Hey everyone, this is my channel to help investors and traders develop a probability-based mindset to succeed. Also try and keep friends informed of what's going on in the markets and the economy, and also a little real estate content as well. This is Dan Max at eXp Realty, aka the Trading Agent, and this is your daily market review for Tuesday, June 4th, 2024. Hopefully you're having a wonderful day. The roller coaster continues. Again, some leaders, some laggards, up, down, left, right, all over the place. What's that saying about the market, the economy? As we know, Mexico had their election. Again, there are 37 attempted assassinations of political leaders going into this. The person that was elected was not highly liked by the market. We're seeing issues in India. Again, geopolitical risk everywhere. Biden's closing the border. Yikes. Election year is always scary. At the same time, it's fun. Volatility is probably going to be here to stay. And again, in my opinion, if you were long, you have the opportunity to sell out near the highs, take a break, come back, and see what things look like a couple of months from now. Because again, at this point, there is no Fed pivot coming unless the economy slows dramatically, which again, if you looked at the Atlanta Fed yesterday, they were expecting 4-point-something% GDP like 8 weeks ago, and now they're revising down to 1.2%. It's coming fast, slow. Rates, again, have a delayed effect. Raise. Slow to come. So, new to the channel, check out the Discord room, link in the description below. Follow on Twitter, also posting a ton of stuff. Hey, you're looking to buy an investment property, got one listed down in the Springs. It's pretty nice place. Let me know how I can help. If you're looking to buy, sell, invest in real estate, holler at your boy. If you want to schedule a little chat with me, again, my schedule is pretty wide open. If I don't make it, I'll reschedule with you, but I leave it pretty open. Again, people aren't banging down the door because, again, I don't know why people are scared to ask for help. Let me know how I can help. Check out the website, tradingagent.com. Gotta love it. All the resources, reading, Twitter, YouTube, videos, education series, all sorts of stuff. It's also on the YouTube. Again, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I appreciate it. I think I just did something redundant, but oh well. Let's go. All right, so we know going into June's meeting, nothing. September is the first odds of a rate hike. It's starting to creep up there. Now, we've talked about if they're going to cut rates, they're expecting the economy to slow. Ten cuidado. Bitcoin hitting the upper range bound. Watch it. We said if it fails, chop. If it breaks out, you got to get over and go. Go. Oil, as we talked about, being, getting drugged. Why? Global growth. I mean, even OPEC is like, we'd like to cut supply. They know the U.S. has to refill the SPR. I don't think there's, again, I think longer term, I don't think there's a ton of downside. But near term, it's going to be volatile. So if you have to trade oil, just, be careful. Same thing with natural gas. I don't think there's a lot of downside long term because I don't think you're going to get much cheaper than $1.60. But near term, little bit overbought, has to consolidate, see what happens. I'd be watching the 237 first. All right, let's get into it. King dollar holding the 28s again in a world of a mess. It's holding up. TLT, here we go. Buying bonds. Professional gap breaking out. Said watch the 100, 200 day. Breaking the downtrend. Again, this trend isn't really that secure. I think that's right. I didn't redraw correctly. That's something like this. And again, if you do boxes, as we talk about, breaking out, gap over, looking bullish. VIX, it's pretty impressive to think that the VIX is only at 13 and you have unlimited room to potentially hedge going into what I think is going to be a nightmare of an election season. Keep that in mind. VIX, we talked about this bottoming first. Again, you have the references in 12 and 13. It's bottomed. Let's see what happens near term. SPY, down, up. Decent little range today. Again, 20 days holding. Keep an eye on it. QQQ. Watch, just, again, 2-day range, 20-day, everything is compressing. It's so easy to go with, but be careful if we do break out on gaps because those gaps seem to have been traps. If we gap down, I think it will go with. IWM, we've talked about just being laggard. And instead, watch the 201. So far, holding up. DIA oversold. We talked about that last week, how it just went. Now it's chopping here. It's consolidating, reloading to go down. Keep an eye on it. Gold. Don't trust gold. Don't trust it until the Feds pivot. Again, they throw the baby out with the bathwater, making new lows. Double top under the 20-day. Silver. It's hard to trust it. We talked about it. Ugh. Back under the 20-day, back under the 27s. I'm sorry if you bought it. I told you guys, be careful. GDX, we talked about it breaking the downtrend or the trend. 20-day, boom, professional gap, big move down. GDXJ, same kind of thing. Needed to hold support, gap down big under the 20-day. Just leave the stuff alone. I'm telling you, the best time to buy it when we get the Feds to pivot or we get some sort of washout. We're not there. We're near the highs. Don't chase. GAG, we talked about this lagging hard. Ouch, right? You can't chase this stuff. Newmont, it's not acting right. Leave it alone, right? I like PAAS, but man, I'm not surprised down 7% today, right? This one's holding up better, but let it come down. Again, if you bought the dust in the 6s, I got stopped out down here, but hell yeah, if you did, looking good. Looking good. Again, they throw the baby out with the bathwater. Taiwan Semi, talked about the 3-day range high failure, chopping around, watching the 20-day. Micron, same thing, watching the 20-day. Looks like a little bull trap double top. AMD, again, I get so much hate about, oh, you hate AMD. I'm like, I don't hate AMD. I hate the stock. I think it sucks. I mean, since the top, it's dead. And the market comes back to highs and it can't get over the 100-day. You got to be scared. NVIDIA holding up pretty well. Again, new money, new month. Okay, keep an eye on it. Again, if you're longer term, there's not much upside in my opinion. Okay, if it goes higher, then just define your risks, use your stops. Again, it'd be like if the chart was upside down. Would you be looking to buy? Yes. So what's the difference of looking to short or take profits up here? Again, duh. SMCI, again, watch the 700 range. Looks like it's in a big choppy channel. Intel comes out with this big announcement. Hey, we're going to compete with NVIDIA chips and kick their ass, and stock goes nowhere. Good luck. I mean, again, I'd prefer to stay away from Intel. Adobe, we talked about this one, just making lower lows, lower highs. Apple retesting the range highs again from yesterday. Again, I like the short up here with tight risk. I mean, even if you short at 992 to 194, again, don't bring a ruler to trading. This novice gap, beginning of the month, do not be surprised, and I'll even put it down there now. I wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow is a red candle. Like there's a left-right combo. Keep an eye on it. Again, define your risk. Do what you got to do. Be safe. Amazon, we talked about the 100-day double top. Nothing really changing. Meta seems to be stuck up here in this range-bound area. See what happens. 100-day breaks. I mean, you've got an amazing trade. The longer it chops, the bigger the momentum potential to build. CRM, this thing got drug on earnings, held support. Now you got a 2-day range. Watch the 241. That looks like it might be an easy short. But again, after the oversold conditions, it might need a little bit of consolidation. Again, you need the market to dump for CRM to dump. Google, below the highs. Man, watch the zone. I mean, again, there's a lot of trades that you can just kind of watch and wait and let them come to you. Microsoft, again, holding the 100-day. NDAQ, busted. Now, keep in mind, there's new money, new month, so don't be surprised by the end-of-day little pops there. MicroStrategy, if you're watching that 1700 area, close enough for government work. I'd be watching that tomorrow to put on red alert for a short. Netflix, looks like it's about to break the 20-day. Just keep an eye on it. Roblox, we've talked about this one. Gap down, oversold, rallying back. Again, I'd like this longer term at lower prices. I feel more comfortable. Right now, I just dead man's land. Pan W, glad we did not chase. Told you guys don't chase until the market gives its puke up. Again, I do believe there's going to be cybersecurity issues. I mean, if Nancy Pelosi's buying the stock, you and I should be keeping an eye on it. Just keeping an eye on it, not buying it. Tesla, 100-day problems. The more it chops here and doesn't break over it, the more likely it could get absolutely smashed. But also, too, again, the longer it chops, the bigger momentum potentiality out of a breakout. I mean, that's going to be hard for me to fathom at this point. SMH, I don't know why I keep forgetting this one. Yeah, look at this. A lot of red at the highs, chopping. Got to get below this like 239 old highs. DKNG, again, if you short this, congrats. Kind of chopping here. Don't be surprised if it consolidates. Airbnb Bizzle. Again, gap down on earnings, chopping around. Really not much to say. I mean, I guess the 20 days coming up, but it's been steep. So I wouldn't think too much about it. Costco, holding up pretty damn well. Credit where credit's due. Starbucks, talked about this being oversold, getting into the gaps. Looking at the fibs. Yeah, I mean, it goes from 107 down to 72. Oversold. Not surprised. It's a considered a blue chip. People are going to try to buy the blue chips. New money, new month. I'd be curious to see how it holds up in the next 3 or 4 days. That's what I'd be watching. FedEx, man, really thought we'd get up here. Double bottom near term. I mean, it's oversold near term. I mean, don't be surprised if it chops around. Caterpillar, we talked about this one being a great short. Some of you guys took it. So far, 20-day, 100-day, looking good. Just to me, it's the summer. It's not going to always be so easy, right? Light volume. Nucor, uh-oh. That gap down, not good. Letter X hitting the 200-day. We talked about this. Chopping around, like, you better be careful. Don't, again, I wouldn't short this one, but also wouldn't buy it. VALE, we warn people, don't chase, don't chase. Arrow, here comes copper, right? Here come the material names coming down. As we warned, if you wanted to chase, good luck. And we told you, don't. Raise your stops. Professional gap. Retest. Kaboom. Now, near term, probably a little oversold, but I mean, again, just leave commodities alone for now. Long term, absolutely. CCJ, again, it's tough to buy. It's really tough to buy when Goldman upgrades the highs. I don't trust those guys. They're a bunch of snakes. CF, again, we like ag. It's going to be choppy. Mosaic, same thing, choppy. I mean, just watching the levels kind of form out. NTR, same kind of thing, chop. AA, a lot of people were kind of giving me like, oh man, we're about to go to the moon. I'm like, we already went to the moon. We did a double almost. Now the 20-day. Professional gap. I mean, this thing breaks the 20-day. You know what's coming. 37 next. Somewhere around the low 30s. I mean, be careful, please. XLF, we talked about this one. Trapping, 20-day. Chopping. I mean, to me, it just feels like a no-brainer. JP Morgan, I mean, if Jamie Dimon's not buying the stock, why would you? So that 20-day breaks, you know what's coming. Morgan Stanley, Stanley Morgan, we talked about this thing. Trapping, look at it. Now it's making lower lows. Bank of America have been holding up pretty darn well. Got to give credit where credit's due. Now you have a 3-day range. Now you have a short reference. Easy. Goldman Sachs, again, if you got a Marcus account under the 20-day, again, I don't think they're going out of business. It looks fine. But again, fine meaning like relative to other banks, right? KRE, junior banks, a lot of problems. Again, there's more banks going to be going out of business. I mean, there's hundreds of billions of dollars of assets that are going to be mark to market worthless at some point. XBI, chopping around again. Commercial real estate portfolios, debt portfolios. Oh, yikes. We talked about this being oversold. Chopping here. Watch the levels. Solar, again, if oil is coming down, do you think solar is going to hold up? Here you go. The resistance. Viva la resistance hits it. Sedge, again, this thing is just a dog. I don't even. ENPH, this area makes sense. Keep an eye on it. The good old First Solar. We talked about this, like, watched yesterday's. Again, I apologize, I didn't lead the arrow, but I thought, but I thought yesterday's action was very ominous. Chop, doji, kinds of pops, and then gives it back. Overbought. Worst case scenario, it's like an M top. Maybe that's the M, or it drops, comes back, then done. Velocity begets velocity. Be careful with that one. HY Jizzle. Again, you got to be high to your mind to be buying corporate debt, in my opinion. Keep an eye on it. Oil. Talked about this one, taking a bath. Be careful. UNG, again, I don't like the UNG. I hate this product. Decays faster than possible. KLD, I like shorting these kinds of products. Look, like, let it pop. XOP put out a post that got to hold these levels. Yesterday, and look what happens. We gap down, hit the 100 and 200-day. Dangerous. CDE, we talked about like these names, like breaking the lows, right? Yikes. Yeah. Do yourself a favor. Valero, holding up. I mean, but these things have been like, again, they're teetering on the edge. Keep it on these names, because if they go, they go. MPC, same kind of thing. Gasoline names. Chop, fizz, what a relief it is. ExxonMobil, we talk about the 113s. You got below it. Little sneaky candle, though, holding the 100-day. I'd be watching tomorrow's action. Occidental, we talked about this thing being the biggest choppy, sloppy range. Do yourself a favor. Leave it alone. EQT. I like these names in time. Let them big, choppy, sloppy ranges. Just let them consolidate, play out. Don't feel like you got to rush. And then last but not least, Flex LN Jizzle. What do you think of this one, right? Again, I think we're going to be having a what? Natural gas exporting in time. So you got any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Leave a comment below. If you have criticism, positivity, a heart, like, whatever, I appreciate it. Again, it helps the channel, helps me out. If you want to donate, feel free. The links are in the description below. If you want to chat for free, again, always available to help out. Again, my goal is to help you help yourself become financially independent, buy your investment property, do whatever I can, because again, by giving, the world is more abundant to the giver as well. All right, have a great night. Talk to you soon.